oasis of fine wine, world-renowned food, and miles of lush green vineyards. You may think you're in the lavish landscapes of France, but you've actually just stepped into the culinary paradise of Napa Valley, California. I'm Nicole Dabeau, and this is AT&T U-Verse Buzz. Cindy Pawlcyn is a pioneer in the development of wine country cuisine and is the owner of 3 of Napa Valley's beloved restaurants, the legendary Mustard's Grill, the eclectic Cindy's Backstreet Kitchen, and her most recent creation, Cindy Pawlcyn's Wood Grill and Wine Bar. I am delighted to be joined by world-renowned chef Cindy Pawlcyn. It is such a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
And thank you for having us to your restaurants and also this beautiful garden.
Oh, thanks so much for coming. I love having people here.
And of course, we're here in beautiful Napa, and so many chefs today are flocking here. Why do you think that is?
It's so special because everything grows here. You can grow any kind of fruit or vegetable. Whatever you read about in any part of the world, you can usually get it to grow here. If I want to be the best chef, I have to use the best ingredients.
Well, it must be really exciting for you to see this movement developing the way it is.
I probably shouldn't have told anybody. I started it 30 years ago. There weren't many restaurants here, and now there's a ton.
Coming here to Napa Valley in the late 70s and early 80s, before Mustard's was created, dining was feast or famine. It was truly either white tablecloth or down market. Cindy created the gap that filled in what was really ideal for what people feel like when you're in Napa Valley, which is a more casual sensation of dining.
There's people that are coming with a wine and food kind of mindset, and so they really are willing to try things, and they're open-minded and they're excited. They're usually off work, they're on vacation, so they're in a good mood. For chefs who love to cook, it's the place to be because they're just excited to try whatever you want to do.
So what brought you to Napa?
I actually came up kicking and screaming. I had a restaurant in San Francisco I was working in. My business partners at the time fired me from that so they could hire me at a place up here, and I was like 24, and I thought, I don't want to live in the country. I never left.
Mustard's is celebrating their 30th anniversary in June this year, and you think about how many restaurants in the world last 30 years, and also have spawned 2 other restaurants within 5 or 6 miles of each other. I mean, it's pretty amazing.
When in the 80s, food was popular, but it was very flashy. With all the Food Network and all the culinary television shows, more people are getting aware of it, and they're looking for it in different places.
Cindy was an early adapter to the idea of farm-to-table. Driving into Mustard, you smell the rosemary that your car bumps up against.
For me, it's all about flavor. Look at this arugula. It's tender, it's beautiful, it's, you know, we cut that half of the bed this morning, we'll cut this half of the bed tonight for dinner, and that freshness comes through as flavor.
She sort of brought the restaurant to the garden, and the garden is the Napa Valley.
We are going on a one-of-a-kind tour of Cindy Pawlcyn's garden right here in Napa Valley next to Mustard's Grill.
We have 6.5 acres, so we get to grow a lot of different things. That's probably the biggest advantage of having your own garden as a chef, is you can grow things that other people aren't growing. This is our chard bed. We've just cut that, and now the new baby leaves are coming up. And so we'll cut this again tomorrow and use chard with one of our dishes. Have you ever had kohlrabi?
I haven't.
The Indians use kohlrabi leaves in a lot of different sauté dishes. It's in the cabbage family, so it's really good for you. Over here, we have some of our all-season greens. These are chives, which you can see we've just cut back. In the center, we have sage. We do try to collect the sunflower seeds, but the birds are always feeding us to it because they're so good at that. Have you ever had fresh sorrel?
No.
Sorrel is a wonderful thing. It's a green, it's like a spinach. See how it looks like spinach, but it's really lemony. It came from a lot of Slavic countries where they couldn't afford citrus or couldn't grow citrus to get that lemon flavor.
That's delicious.
Isn't that
it's a burst of flavor in your mouth.
Then we have all the different kinds of mint. This is spearmint, that's mojito mint, which is actually the classic mint for the mojito cocktail. Are you familiar with those?
Yes,
They're
of
great.
course.
Chocolate mint, have you ever tried this?
No.
It actually does taste like chocolate. And see how you smell chocolate mint? Doesn't it smell like a peppermint patty?
It's so fragrant.
I know, it's incredible. This is our persimmon tree. It's a fuyu persimmon, which is the type that you eat when it's orange like this and it's hard. And we use these in salads and they come out great grilled. These prickly pear cactus, we blend those and make margaritas. We flavor tequila with them. It's a wonderful thing that you can't get unless you have a great garden. Come and see these figs. They've been really nice this year. Let's see, look at this. You ever had, look at that. It'll be just like honey when you eat that. And then we also take the leaves and we'll blanch them and wrap them around fish or chicken or duck, and you get this beautiful perfume into what you're grilling.
Oh, I just had goat cheese wrapped in fig leaf. This is so sweet and delicious.
Good, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thanks, guys. I drug you all over. Hope that was okay.
Thank you. Welcome back to AT&T U-Verse Buzz, where today we're touring Napa and taking in the food culture. Right now, let's continue our culinary journey with Chef Cindy Pawlcyn. We're here at Mustard's Grill, and your latest would be CP's, correct?
Yeah, CP's Wood Grill and Wine Bar. That was a culmination of all the different things I've done. Got a deck oven for pizzas and pastas and different things. And then this great wine system. In the last 10 years, they've been working on these keg wines. So you get really, really fresh, ultra fresh wine, put into kegs. There's no bottle shock. You can drink it 2 minutes out of the winery. It's so great for the environment because one keg holds 2.5 cases of wine.
And the wine is better.
Yeah, I know.
This is
it's
perfect.
Just fresh and bright and wonderful. Mustard's has a wood oven and a wood smoker and all sorts of kind of American barbecue things. Cindy's Backstreet kitchen, it's like my home kitchen. You know, there's wallpaper, there's photographs from my family. It's where I do a lot of experimental cooking.
It seems that no matter which of the 3 restaurants I go to, she shows up. It never ceases to amaze me how many balls she keeps juggling, but yet at every time when I run into her, she's just a genuine and warm person.
Being a chef, you're kind of a teacher, nurturer. You're very creative. Like a painter paints a painting and then there's this beautiful painting. A chef makes a plate and somebody eats it and you gotta go, okay, there it was. You know, it's gone now.
And you also have 5 cookbooks?
I've published 5, yes. My first was Fog City Diner, a restaurant I owned in San Francisco that I've since sold. And then the second was Mustard's Grill. The third was a little tiny appetizer book that was just a fun little book that's a pop-up. And the fourth was called Big Small Plates, because I love having more choices throughout a meal. So small plates is one of the things I'm known for. And then the new one is called Supper Club.
And I know that we're cooking today, so what are we going to be cooking?
Well, I thought we'd make ginger snaps.
Ooh, I love ginger
They're
snaps.
just a wonderful kind of cookie to have. They're great with tea, they're great with chocolate.
All right, sounds good to me. Let's get to cooking.
All right, super.
We saw Cindy's garden, and now we're in the kitchen cooking some delicious ginger snaps. Why are we cooking ginger snaps?
How can you not love something with the name Snap? I want to eat that when it's got that kind of fun name.
Yeah,
and they taste good. And
of course.
Have you ever had ginger snaps in the summer where you put a little ice cream on and it's the smashed fresh
To
berries?
die for. Well, I'll just follow your lead.
Okay, great. I like to mix my dry ingredients first. So here I have powdered ginger and cinnamon, and I have baking soda and a little bit of salt. And having the cinnamon and ginger in there, which are colored, help you to know when you've got everything mixed up evenly. And then do you want to put the butter in the dish? And then the white sugar, the brown sugar, and we'll put the mixer in and we'll mix those 2 together. See how you've got some butter on there? You want to get that across the bottom of the blade.
Okay.
So that it comes out and we get it perfect.
Every little bit
Every
counts.
little bit counts.
There we go.
This stage is called creaming. And you cream, it kind of starts to dissolve the sugars. This is what makes them snap.
And that's why you start low with the mixing.
Right, and then when you know it's not going to fly out and go all over the kitchen, you can increase the speed.
Okay.
I'm going to turn it off for a second, have you scrape down the sides.
Okay.
Because that always helps it. But see how different it feels, how much lighter it is? And I think the trick to these ginger snaps, what makes them so good, is that we use both the powdered ginger and fresh ginger. So go ahead and mix that, put that in
So
there.
there's fresh ginger in
and
the
that's
snaps.
fresh grated ginger root.
Wow, I love
Not
ginger.
all recipes have fresh ginger, but I've found that it really intensifies the flavor, and that's our favorite part of ginger snaps. This is molasses.
Molasses.
Great for you. It's got iron and stuff in it. Smack this on the table and then crack it over. And again, you start it low so that it doesn't fly out.
Right. Make a big mess of the kitchen.
And eggs and molasses, yeah. You're gonna add in the dry ingredients. One thing you don't want to mix it too fast or too hard because you want your cookies to be tender, so you don't want to develop the glutens or the proteins in the flour. That's what makes you beat bread a lot. That's what makes it rise and gives it the strength.
Right.
You don't want that
I
in
never
your
knew
cookie or
that.
cake batter. And then we'll mix it a little bit. Don't they
Oh,
smell great?
they smell wonderfully. You can smell the fresh ginger that's in there. Okay, so what are we doing next?
We're set.
Okay, look at that.
It's good dough.
It's so good.
You have to check it and make sure it's good. So we're just rolling them in a little natural sugar. And this is what gives it that crisp outside crunch. And then we just pop them in a 350 oven for 8 to 10 minutes.
All right. Who are some of your favorite people that you've cooked for?
Julia Child, when we first opened Mustard's, the Mondavis brought her in. And she threw open the front doors and yelled from the front door to the kitchen, "Cindy, what are you making me for lunch?" And the entire dining room went silent.
Oh.
And I just said, sit down, Julia, you'll see what I'm gonna make you. And every waiter got called back to every table. They all wanted to cancel their orders and have what Julia was having.
Do you have a favorite cuisine?
American is probably the best because you can put variations of everything. Go to a foreign country for like a long period of time as an American and try to eat just that country's food. You find yourself kind of craving, well, wait, where's the Chinese restaurant? Where's the Thai restaurant? Where's the pizza joint? Because we're raised on all these different flavors.
See, Nicole, this is how I like them. Still poofy and not too hard.
They look perfect.
Let them cool for a couple minutes and then we can eat them. It's important to have a fun plate to serve them on, too. I made these.
Oh, wow.
It's what I do to keep myself out of trouble when it's not working. You better have them while it's still warm. I love them when they're warm and still chewy. But ginger snaps are even good a couple days later with a cup of tea.
Wow, Cindy. I'm gonna have to get this recipe from you and make
Nicole.
this. This is amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the whole experience today. It's been so much fun.
You're very welcome. It was fun having you in the kitchen.
All right.
And the garden. Thank you.
Yeah. We've wined and dined, and now it's time to unwind as we take in the majestic view of Napa Valley. Make sure to check out the programming of Food Network and Cooking Channel right here on AT&T U-Verse. That's it for this episode of AT&T U-Verse Buzz. I'm Nicole Dabeau, and thanks for watching. Cheers.